Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, a wonderful evening, and hello to the, I think it's round 4, yeah, it's round 4 of the current season of the Apex Online Crossplay Championship. And after a trip to Australia, then a little stop in France, and last week in the USA, we are now back in Europe, and it's the home Grand Prix of, for example, Paul Wiedler, who's currently P10 in the training session, and we are in Brands Hatch, or at Brands Hatch, I don't know. And let's see what happens today. At the moment we have quite interesting standing. We have Vermeulen in front of Jans now, who is now P2. And then we have Amisano Ronny and Eric Stander. Then we have Misha Huitzing, one of the silver drivers, in the top 5, but let's see what happens now during the qualification. Oh, this looks quite interesting. Okay, this looks better. Here we have one of the two Swedish Mustang driver, it's Hammarlund, and the other one is Frisk. But I can't see Oscar Frisk at the moment. So it seems like we have... Oh no, here we have Oscar. So the two Mustang driver, one is part of the Platinum grid and the other one, Oscar, is part of the Silver grid. Yeah, we have Roland Jordan, one of the Hungarian driver. We have Toby back on track after the big problems last week, where he disconnected on P2. So let's hope it goes better this time. And then we have Scholt Barabas, Norbert Overy, the next two Hungarian driver, Eric Stander, who was driver of the week last week. Then we have Jared Vermeulen, Martin Hürjans, of course, Robert Smith. Then Double Desmond, back on track after 1 week break, I think. Then the German AMG driver, Fabian Radek, Kendall Slater, Korek Tamash. Then one of the two Scottish drivers, Stephen Archibald, Laszlo Mihaly, and I don't know the first name of Lachko, so maybe I can figure it out for you. Yeah, and let's have a look at the current standing. So we have Jared in the lead, followed by Dorian Castelli, who also did not finish the last race, and Toby, and then we have Victor Hammarlund on P4, Martin Hürjans only P5, Chris Eger-Drüngjanen P6, then we have Fabian Radek and Paul Wiedler, and the best silver driver is now Daniel Kemendi, right in front of Oscar Frisk. No, and again we have the two fastest silver drivers. And because of the fact that we have already some, yeah, let's say cancelled results, so I don't know. In German it's Streichergebnis. So I don't know if there is a English word for this. Oh, just wait, I will take a look. So it's string result. So because of the string results, we have Daniel Kameni and Oscar Frisk with the same points. Both have 177 points. And then let's take a look for... Oh, it's Jabolj Latko. Quite interesting. So now we have the first results, and we have Jeffrey in front of Adam Chobor and Amizano Ronnie, the other French guy. Let's say it like this. But by the way, I think it's only one French driver today, because I can't see. No. So Dorian isn't here today, so maybe this is the moment when Toby is able to overtake Dorian in the standing. Because Toby on P5 right now. And we have Jared in front of Martin, and then we have Victor Hammerlund in front of Misano Ronnie, and then we have Adam Chobor in front of Toby, and here we have I think it's the first British driver, and this is Paul. Because Adam is one of the Hungarian driver. Oh, and the Swedish Mustang now in front of the Dutch Mustang. So we have Victor Hammerlund on second place. So I think string result isn't really correct, because I think string it's... I don't know. So, and now we have Amizano, the McLaren driver, between the two teammates, between Jared and Martin, because Martin was able to overtake Victor, but at the moment he's not... Oh, he's back on P4, because Victor was able to get 100 of a second faster than Martin. And then we have Misha Huizing, and he's one of the two, I think he's one of the two fastest silver drivers. No, it's Oscar and Daniel, and Misha is... Okay, by the way, Daniel and Oscar are having 123 points, and Misha is currently P11, P3 in the silver rating with 106 points. And then we have Adam and Toby, Eric Stander on P9, and then we have Kendall Slater, Paul only P11 in front of Lloyd Chapman. Then we have Oscar. And here we have, I think, one of our Spanish drivers. It's Eugenio Fernandez or Eugenio, I don't know. And here we have Double Desmond. Yeah, but Eugenio, without any points, didn't start in race 1 and 3 and did not finish in race 2. Oh, and here we have double Desmond. And... oh, and we have Toby with a good lap. Now on P3, right in front of the 3 Mustangs. And these are Hammerlund, Jans, and... okay, now Paul, and then we have Chris Eger-Drüngianen. And here is our Estonian driver. Fabian now on P12, Oscar P13, in front of Chapman and Schutenbier. And Fernandez and Desmond. Then Robert Smith in front of Overy and Kemendi. Oh, and Kemendi today with, let's say, some problems, cause only P20. And this wouldn't be enough to defend P1 in the silver standings. Then we have Big Jeff, Jeffrey van Buren, then Lachko, Mats, the Polish driver, Scholt Barabas, the Hungarian Nissan driver, with a little drift here through turn 1. Then we have Atti Klaassen, the second South African driver. And then we have Archibald, one of the 2 Scottish drivers, Torek Tamas and Laszlo Mihaly, 3 Hungarian driver between the 2 Scottish drivers, cause Roland Jordan also between Archibald and McCallum. And here we have Scott McCallum. Oh, and Dorian is on track 2. So late, but not too late. Oh, but some problems here. And from behind we have one of the 2 Swedish Mustangs coming closer. So, and let's take a little trip over the track. This was turn 1. Paddock Hill Bend. Now we are through Druids, coming into Graham Hill. And now through Cooper into turn 4, Surtees. And now through Pilgrim's Drop and Hawthorne Hill into turn 5, Hawthorne Bend. And then we have Westfield Bend. And now Dingledell and turn 7, Dingledell Corner. And here we have turn 8, Stirling's Bend. And then over Clear Ways, sorry, into turn 9, Clark Curve. And then over Brabham Straight and start finish line. And now we have Dorian on P12. So 3.9 kilometers, 9 turns or corners, and only 32 meters between the highest and the lowest point. And one of the tracks in Great Britain which are not a former Royal Air Force field. So this track exists longer than 1939 between, or 1939 and 1945. But it's getting some new asphalt. I don't know. In 1950, but I hope it wasn't the last time they put a new street on the street. I'm not sure. Yeah, one interesting fact, during the 14 Formula 1 Grand Prix, only 3 British drivers was able to win here. The first one was Jim Clark in the first GP, and the second one was Nigel Mansell in the 2 last Grand Prix. So maybe not the best track for British drivers, but let's see what they are able to do. We have Jared in front of Martin, and then we have the French drivers, Ronnie and Castelli. Then we have the second Dutch driver, Toby Blades, in front of the Swedish driver, and on P7 we have Paul. I think he's at least the only British driver in the top 10. Oh god, we have Kendall. It's British too. And I don't want to say that the 2 Scottish drivers are British, because I'm a little bit afraid that they are not happy about this. The fact that I know about Scottish guys is that they don't want to be called British. So, and we have Jared in the lead and Martin right behind or beside him. Then the 2 French drivers, Ronnie and Castelli, in front of Blades and Hammerlund. So the first the Swedish driver on P6. Then we have Wiedler and Chris Egert Rünkjanen on P7 and 8. And we have the fastest silver driver on P9, who is Witzing. Then we have Stander and the Spanish driver, Fernandez. Besides Chobor, then we have in starting row 7 the 2 silver drivers, Sutenbier and Chatman. Then Radek and Van Buren. And then Overy, Frisk, Slater, Desmond, Barabash, Smith, Lachko, Kemendi only P24, then McMats, Atti Klaassen, Steven Archibald, Roland Jordan, Turk Tamash and Laszlo Mihaly, the 2 Aston drivers, and Scott McCallum, who wasn't able to set a time during the qualification. And since last week we are starting our introduction lap with the driver of the day, and this is of course last week it was Eric Stander, so we go to Eric. But at first we do a little commercial break, so hear you soon. So, and I think we are back. So, let's have a look where Eric is sorry, in the current overall standing.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
Yeah, and currently he jumps up to P15. No, what? Okay, what?
10 seconds.
Okay, he lost places. I don't know why. This is quite interesting. So, and now let's jump into the fastest BMW in the grid. By the way, Radek in the AMG only P15, so we have only... we have Amisano Ronnie, and he is the only driver who didn't use a Ferrari or the Mustang in the top 9. So we only have the McLaren on P3 and the BMW on P10. And the other cars are altogether Ferrari or Mustang. So, and Eric just get rid of the things. Which are standing in turn, I think, 1, 2, in turn 3. So, and now we are looking forward for a, I hope, good start, and especially a clean turn 1, 2 and 3. I think most of the time turn 2 is more dangerous here in Brands Hatch. So most of the big crashes I saw at turn 2 at Druids. No, but let's cross our fingers for a good and clean start without any crashes.
Green light, give it all you can.
I think everything goes well in the first corner. Oh, and Fabian off track. Oh, and here's some contact. Oh, and behind. It wasn't Jeffrey, I don't know, maybe it was Kendall. Yeah, Kendall Slater with a little contact and was turned around, so... Oh, and another driver, one of the Astons, I think. Is it an Aston? No, it's one of the Mustangs. Oh, it's Atti Klaassen, who had a big problem during turn 3, I think. But now let's have a look for the first cars. So we have Jeffrey in the lead, followed by Martin. Then we have Ronnie on P4, 3 and Castelli on P4. Then Toby and Paul was able to overtake Victor. All now on P6. And then we have Eric Stander, and he was able to overtake 2 drivers, now on P8. Oh, and Chris Egert lost some positions during the first lap. Oh, and this could be interesting right in front of Chris, between the 2 Ferraris. This is Fernandez against Huizing, but Huizing on the better side, I think. Yeah, it's the grey Ferrari, but now we have Fernandez in front of Huizing. Oh, and we have a 30-second stop and go penalty, and this is for the driver who also get the drive-through, so it's because of the drive-through penalty he got the next penalty, so really unlucky for him. Oh, and now we have Chris Egert. Oh, and the German driver off track, but now back on track. But now fighting against Desmond and Barabbas. Or Barabash, I don't know. Oh, and there is the next driver with a big problem, and this could be Daniel Kamandi, yeah. So our current leader of the silver grid also with some big problems, and I was afraid that he's just driving into the Mustang. But everything is okay. And Martin is hunting Jared. Martin with the fastest lap of the race in lap 2. A little bit faster than his teammate in front of him. But now he's losing a little bit of time. Oh, and Toby now a little bit away from Dorian, and with Paul right behind him. And behind Paul we have Victor and Eric Stander. So Victor Hammerlund and Eric Stander. And then there is a little oil. It's a gap of 2 seconds between Stander and Fernandez. Maybe Fernandes, I don't know. And Huizing still in the top 10. And now 7/10 of a second in front of Chris Egert. But also 1.6 seconds behind Fernandez. Okay, it's 1.3, but 1.1 second in front of Chris Egert. Oh, and this was not the best way to go turn 1, and so Chris Egert now attacked by Adam Chobor, and Adam is able to get P11. Now we have Chris Egert between Adam and Norbert, the 2 Hungarian drivers. And Hyun's meanwhile 1.4 seconds behind Jared. And we have 1 second between the first 6 drivers. Or between... Not 1 second between the first 6 drivers, but between every one of the first 6 drivers. And then we have Victor Hammerlund chasing Paul. And behind Victor we have Eric. So back in the BMW. Oh, but there is a... Oh, and... No, there's just a big gap between Norbert and Chris Egert. I thought someone lost some positions, but no. But meanwhile it's 2.8 seconds between Rungjanen and Overy. Oh, and It's quite interesting how they are doing the corners. 3 different ways of doing one corner between Paul, Victor and Eric. But also 3 different cars. It's a Ferrari, it's a Mustang and a BMW. No, and Dorian now right behind the other French guy, 7/10 of a second between Dorian and Amisano. And Chris Egert right behind Misha, and Misha on the 10th place. No, sorry, right behind Adam Chobor. Oh, it's really late for me, and it was a hard day. So sorry if I'm talking bullshit sometimes. Some guys or some people would say not sometimes, but all the time. And here we have the fight of the 3. Fiedler against Hammerlund against Stander. And this is a good news for Toby, cause oh, and there was the contact between Hammerlund and Stander, and so Fernandez now on P7 and Paul now without pressure from behind, and this might be the bad news for Toby, but let's see. 2.3 seconds, let's see how it is after turn 6, lap 6. It's 2.4 seconds, so let's have an eye on this gap. Then we have Fernandez on P7, Hammerlund stays on P8, but now attacked by Wietzing, and the silver driver was able to, or is able to, get on the 8th position. Oh, and Chris Egert in front. Oh, and Stander back on P12. Right behind Chris Egert, the Estonian driver, in front of Overy. No, this isn't over. This can't be Overy. So who is it? I think it's Chapman, because it's one of the Ferraris, and yeah, it's Chapman. Lloyd Chapman and Oscar Frisk already pitting, and yeah, McMats did 2 visits in the pits, but without stopping. Yeah, okay, he stopped one time, but he wasn't able to do his mandatory stop in this stop, because this was the stop-and-go penalty. So, and now let's look back to Rynkianen against Stander. But Rynkianen isn't able to stay behind Adam Chobor and the other view. Oh, and what is this? Why is Amisano now on P5? Let's take a little look for the number 6. This isn't... So what happens to the McLaren? I think it happens this lap. But I don't think that it's happened because of contact. I think it was a mistake by himself, so maybe here in Dingledale or Dingledale Corner. Yeah, no, sorry. Maybe here? Yeah. Oh, but wonderful! How beautiful this was! A little bit like ballet. Ballet? I don't know the English word. So with the with the fitting music, you can make quite a music video with this. And now we have Toby on P4, but I think he would be a little bit more happy or happier if the other French guy does or would do, I don't know, this little mistake, cause at the moment he stays right behind Dorian not only in this race but also in the overall standings. Yeah, let's take a look. That's 10 points between Dorian and Toby. It's 215 against 205 points. And by the way, these two are the only drivers who aren't more than 100 points behind Jared. So Jared, after three victories, with 300, let's say 450 points, but 150 is the current drop for Jared. And also Stander isn't able to stay right behind Chris Egert. Now in front of Double Desmond, who is currently P3 in the silver standings today. Yeah, but at the moment he's P28 overall, and this is... Let's see. It's P17 in the silver standings. Yeah, but I think he could gain some positions after this race if he's able to finish in the top 15. And Ritzing right in front of Hammerlund and less than a second behind Fernandez. And so far, what a race for the Spanish drivers. He's P36 without any points at the moment. And Toby 1.7 seconds in front of Amizano. And I can't find the French driver in the current... Oh! Ah, and... Yeah, of course, Amisano changed his car into the McLaren, so he started with 0 points. And this is why he's currently P44, right in front of Stephen Archibald. I think he changed his car too. So he lost 21 places, so he was P23 before this race. Not before this race, but before he changed his car. Yeah, I remember I have read something like this on Discord. So if you are interested in the Apex Online Racing Championships, not only here at the consoles but also on PC, you can search it, Apex Online Racing, on Google, and you will find their website, and then you can join, for example, their Discord if you're interested. Oh, and Eric lost a position now between Desmond and Archibald. Oh, and Victor was able to overtake Misha Huitzing here in lap 14. Now back on 7th place. And the gap between Toby and Amisano is getting bigger, 2.7 seconds. Oh, and there was a little mistake by Huitzing. But enough space to Chobor, and Chobor right in front of, this looks like Paul. By the way, where's Paul? Oh! Why he's... Ooh, and this was quite interesting during duels, but what happens to Paul? Was there a disconnect by Paul? Did he come back on track? Radek also in the pits. Oh, sorry. Oh. Just wait, I need to... Ah, yeah, this is our leading car. Ah, here we have Paul. Ah, and... yeah, I think he disconnected. Yeah. So... really sad for Paul after the fantastic race last week. Now he's the guy with the maybe connection, or maybe it's... I just read something about issues with Trustmaster wheels and that the PlayStation turned off like Toby's did last week. So cases of unexpected disconnections that may affect the operation of what? Oh, it's only for the TU598 owners. Which sounds interesting because okay, and you have to replace a connector. This is quite interesting. But I'm not sure if Paul is using this steering wheel. But good to know. So, and here we have Turek Tamash right behind Laszlo Mihaly, so the two Aston Martins fighting each other. And here we have the four, let's say, exotic cars. We have the two Astons, then Jolt Barabas with the Nissan GTR and Fabian in the Mercedes. And in Germany we don't say Mercedes, it's Mercedes. So sorry for this. And the American guy is trying to gain some places. Now fighting against Latchko, and in front of Latchko we have Van Buren and Archibald. And Archibald, oh, let's jump 1-2 positions up, and we have Stander against Desmond and Archibald. And against... no, it's Desmond against Archibald and Van Buren. Yeah, but it's hard to attack the BMW out of corners, especially for the Ferrari. Oh, and Hammerlund now right behind Fernandez after he overtook Hützing a few laps ago. And the gap between the first three drivers is each more than 7 seconds. So 7.7 seconds between Jared and Martin, and 7.8 seconds between Dorian and Martin. And then we have 3.7 seconds between Toby and his former teammate, and 2.7 seconds between Ronnie and Blades. And then we have Fernandez and Hammerlund. Oh, and Chris Egert is coming in for his mandatory stop. And this looks closer than it is, or than it was. Yeah, and Stander still fighting against Ovary. And here we have the other fight. Oh, and Stander now in front of Ovary. So quite a good attack here by the number 12 BMW. Now on P10. And we are just looking for it. Oh, sorry. Just wait, we need to go back. And was there a mistake by Norbert? Oh yes, he hit the grass a little bit and needs to go away from the gas. And this is why he lost the position. Oh, and we just saw the next pit stop, and I think it's one of the top 10 drivers. Yeah, it's Amizano Ronnie who comes in for his first mandatory stop. Oh, and meanwhile we have more than 1.5 seconds between Stander and Ovary, between the two Hungarian drivers, and Fernandez. Now no, it's Fernandez in behind Hammerlund and Fernandez right in front of Witzing, and our P2 is coming in for his pit stop, but okay, it's nearly half time of the race. And Robert Smith still fighting against Lutchgore. So, and we have Turek Tamash, Roland Jordan and Jolt Barabas in the pits. But I think Ronnie stays in front, stays behind Martin Huyjans. Yeah, of course. So let's see Chobor against Ronnie. Yeah, but Ronnie now in front of Adam. Oh, what was this? And who is... oh, it's Kemendi. Right, so we have the two McLarens right behind each other, but big problems here for the French McLaren driver. So it's like a girl and a boy are driven not because of the mistakes, but because of the colors. It's pink and blue. Oh, it's a kind of pink, I know. And Chris Egert stays behind Double Desmond. Oh no, he's now in front of the BMW. So he was able to overtake Double Desmond during the first corner. And Toby inside the pits. And he stays in front of Ronnie. So let's see which gap we have between Toby and Amisano. Toby now coming into the second sector. Oh, it's 10 seconds between Toby and Amisano. Oh no, and this time we lost Jeffrey. I just saw that someone jumps away, and this time it is Jeffrey. So good news for Martin, for Dorian and for Toby, because they will get P1, 2 and 3. But really sad for Jared. So it's always one driver of the, let's say, top 5 who disconnected. It was Martin, I think, one time. Yeah. Race 2. Then we have Toby last week. And Paul in the first week. And now it's Jeffrey. So why? What's this? Not Jeffrey, Jared. Sorry, I just saw that Jeffrey is in the pits. No, it is of course not Jeffrey, it's Jared. And I think it was Paul the second time too. Because he's still on P27. Oh, and Toby. I wasn't looking and... Oh, this was quite close with Amisano. And so we have the two French drivers at the end on P2 and 3, I would say, right behind Martin. So also Toby with some issues. So let's see if Toby is able to get closer to Amisano. But it looks like he had a little contact too. And a little damage because of this. To be honest, I was watching on my phone. Oh, and the next one, and this looks like a Mustang? Oh, it was Jolt. No, it was McMuts, I think. Yeah, it was McMuts. And losing a lot of time, I think Paul now in front of Mac, yeah. And this is what I said. He was able to get on P3 and now he needs to defend himself for P4. So Victor right behind Toby and Fernandez not far away. And still more than 21 minutes to go, and I think big damage for Toby. Jeffrey fighting against Robert. And Overy with Archibald Smith and Van Borren right behind him. The good news for Norbert is these three guys starting a fight with each other, so maybe he is able to get away a little bit. And here we have the fight for P4. And by the way, this is not only the fight for P4, it's also the fight for P3 in the current standings. No, maybe not, because we have Martin. So we have Toby 10 points in front of Victor and Martin 10 points behind Victor. So I think Martin will climb up to P3 maybe. And here we have the fight, but I don't think that it's enough to get this one position. And what is this? And is Fernandez? Yeah, Fernandez is one of the teammates, not in this race or in this league, but I think all of them are Velocity Racing or something like this. Yeah, it's Velocity Racing. By the way, and also Tadeusz Liczka, who isn't part of this race, is part of Velocity. So, but now Toby on P6 and let's take a look if it's enough for Victor to be 2 places in front of Toby to get this position. So P4 and P6. Oh! And these are 18 points less. So yes, Toby will lose his position after this race. And also if he is able to get back in front of his teammate, he will be, or he will get 10 points less, and though they will have the same points after this. So, and Jeffrey still fighting against a robot. Oh, and now he is able to get in front of the American Mustang driver. So in Duritz he was able to get on the inside. And now P12 for Jeffrey and Robert Smith back on P13. And here we have Wietzing still fighting inside the top 10, and he's now really close to Adam Chobor. And with this race he will climb up a lot of positions in his silver ranking. Yeah, but still 13 minutes to go. So, and now we have Chris Egert really close to Robert and Jeffrey. So the Dutch guy hunted by the American guy, and the American guy or the Estonian guy right behind both of them. Oh, and Laszlo Mihaly lost his Aston partner. another pit stop for the number 966. And meanwhile, Torek Tamash on P18. Oh, and Fabian. What a comeback here from the German driver. Back in the top 10. And oh, and what is this? This is Kemendi. Oh, it's not Overy. What happens to Kemendi? Nothing, okay. And what a comeback. I think he... Just wait, I need to take a look for the... He never was in the top 10 of the race until now. And now he's on P10. So he started P15. Have some big problems during the first part of the race. And I think with his early pit stop, he was able to find his rhythm. And now he's gaining at least 5 positions. And during the race more than 5 positions. I think he was between P18 and 25 or something like this. So what a race here. I mean, 11 seconds behind Stander, who is back in the top 10 again. Also, and there was another car standing around, and this is the number 235, and this is one of the BMWs, I think. I think it's McMutz, yeah. And again, I think it's the same position like last time when he had some problems. I think it's coming out of the Stirlingsband corner, turn 8. No, coming out of Dingeldale into Stirlingsband. But now Radek needs to be aware that Norbert Overy is coming closer. 2.7 seconds. Seconds not, but seconds. But only 9.5 minutes to go. And still the fight between Jeffrey, Robert and Chris Egert. So we still 5 seconds in front of Adam Chobor. And Wietzing are fighting for P7 against Adam Chobor. So at the moment Adam isn't able to look forward. He needs one eye for his mirror and watching what Misha is doing. And here we have the fight between Jeffrey and Robert. Robert, meanwhile, more than a second away from Chris Egert. Oh, and Misha. Oh, and... Oh, I think maybe they hit each other. Yeah. Misha is waiting for Adam. I think there was a little contact between the number 71 and the number 15. We just saw that Adam was off track. And Robert and Jeffrey are getting closer to Norbert. And Norbert still more than 2 seconds behind Radek. So I think if Fabian is able to stay on track, there is no danger that he will lose P10. Yeah, and the first 3 drivers are far away from the rest of the field. No, that's totally wrong. So Dorian and Martin are far away. It's 18 seconds between Huyans and Dorian, and I think 70.5 seconds between Dorian and Amisano. And then there are 3.3 seconds between P3 and P4. And Toby will stay on P6, right behind his second teammate and far away from his first teammate, which is Dorian. And I think Toby is... I don't want to say it like this, but some kind of the big loser of this race. Because I think he will lose 2 positions in the standing. He will fall back behind Victor and Martin. So I think after this race we will have Jared still on P1, followed by Dorian, and then Martin P3, Victor stays on P4, and Toby changes positions with Martin. He will fall back on P6. So, and it's only 15 points between Chris Egert and Fabian. Oh, and P14 and P10, so let's take a look. It's 38 for Chris Egert and 50, so 12 points. So this is not enough for Fabian to overtake Chris Egert, but he will get really closer. Only 3 points between these two drivers after this race. No, that's wrong, because at the moment P9 is the worst result, or the baddest, I don't know, result for Chris Egert, and meanwhile he's gaining 1 position, but still won't lose some points, but get some points, because his P9 will reactivate it, will be reactivated, and this race will be cancelled. So it's still the fight. Here we have the fight between the platinum driver Van Buren and the silver driver Overy. And to be honest, this is the way this fight should go. And here we have the silver driver hunting the platinum driver. And this is the fight for P7, and like we hear, last lap for our leader. So Martin, yeah, with some luck because of the disconnect of his teammate. But I think that isn't the way he would like to win a race. So yeah, he will take this result, but I don't think that he's really happy about this race. And I think he's not happy with his car this season. So I think there was maybe one race when he was able to attack Jared.
The leader has finished the race.
But today he only wins because of the problem of Jared. And Dorian P2, I think the second place for Dorian, and then I think the first double podium for the French drivers, at least since oh, let's take a look. We have Dorian P2 in the first race, and yeah, no podium places. So Victor P4, Fernandez P5, and what a crazy move here. And Toby only P6. Then Adam P7. He stays on P7 right in front of Misha. Then Stander, Eric Stander P9 and Fabian. Congratulations for P10. Oder auf Deutsch, herzlichen Glückwunsch Fabian. Das war mal wieder ein gutes Rennen. Dann Norbert Overy P11, Jeffrey Van Buren P12 in front of Chris Egert-Rüngjanen and Robert Smith. Then Stephen Archibald on P15, Lachko P16, Dozen Desmond P17. Then the first Aston on P18, Turek Tamash. Right in front of Oscar Frisk, then Kendall Slater, Lloyd Chapman, Roland Jordan, Jolt Barabas, Paul Fiedler, Daniel Kemendi in front of Mac Matz, the Polish driver, who had some big problems from the beginning. Then we have Jared, oh no, we have Laszlo, who didn't finish, then Jared, Scott McCallum, Daniel Schutenbier, and Etty Klaassen. So both of the South African drivers with problems today. Interesting. And yeah, the first victory of Martin and the first race in this season, when Jared, or the first time when Jared isn't P1 at the end of the race. So yeah, with a little help from the internet of Jared. So, and I don't know if we are waiting for some guests, because to be honest, I'm really tired and I have a big headache after this, not this race, but this day. So let's call it a day. Let's say good night to everyone. Next time we are at Zandvoort, so a little jump during, I don't know, in Germany it's Ärmelkanal. Gott, ich hoffe, dass das jetzt richtig ist, das wäre so peinlich. Yeah, and then the home race of Toby and Martin and Misha and Jeffrey and Daniel Schutenbier. So let's see if they can let's say do it better than Paul this race, but also Paul with some big internet problems, I think. So, yeah, now I switch back to German to tell the audience what happens in the next days. Also, morgen geht's dann schon wieder weiter. Morgen sind wir bei den Funracern. Die sind ja wieder alle 2 Wochen am Start. Da habe ich gerade, um ehrlich zu sein, gerade überhaupt keine Ahnung, wo es hingeht. Aber das können wir natürlich bestimmt ganz kurz uns irgendwo angucken. Rennanmeldung, hier sollte man es sehen. Wir sind bei Valencia. Sicher? Ich bin nicht sicher. Doch, Mittwoch 24. Genau. Am Donnerstag sind wir auch wieder unterwegs. Da hoffe ich, um ehrlich zu sein, dass ich noch ein paar Informationen kriege. Da sind wir nämlich mal wieder bei den Küstenracern. Ich weiß gar nicht, wer mich da angefragt hatte. Hier sind die Küstenracer. Genau, da sind wir am Donnerstag. Cool. Auf Kyalami ein in Anführungsstrichen Sprintrennen. Da ist übrigens, weiß gar nicht, welches Rennen das der Sommersaison ist. Und ja, am Freitag sind wir dann wieder zur zweiten Runde bei den Noobs. Also tatsächlich diese Woche bis auf gestern packe voll. Dann gucken wir noch mal ganz kurz, wo es am Freitag hingeht. Am Freitag geht es nach Oulton Park zum zweiten Rennen in Lobby 2 bei den Noobs. Also von daher, da freuen wir uns drauf. Ich wünsche euch erstmal einen schönen Abend. So, good night to everyone. Seid lieb zueinander. Bis die Tage, entweder in Deutsch oder in Englisch. Und wir sind raus. Macht's gut. Und ciao.